Hello, welcome to Lean Organization video presentation by Catherine Battaglino. We're going to start with the history of Lean methodology, and this research is from Hensley, 2017. The history of Lean is rooted in the auto manufacturing industry, as you can see by this image on the right, particularly in the interchangeable part and assembly lines, which contributed to higher rates of production. It was around this age of the 1920s that researchers became interested in learning about increasing production. Frederick Taylor was focused on the single best way to complete a task and how certain employees were better suited to complete certain tasks. Taking a different approach to efficiency, Frank and Lillian Gilbreth focused on studying which human motions completed a task the fastest and with the least amount of steps. Shortly after, Henry Ford began assembly line productions, which brought a lot of attention to mass manufacturing and to industry process. So here are some of the faces of the history of Lean. Sakichi Toyoda creates Powerloom in 1924. Now, while the previous slide shows the Western influence of Lean methodology, this next slide shows how the Lean methods were influenced by Eastern practices and innovation. So in 1924, Sakichi Toyoda developed a power loom that stopped weaving when the warp broke. And this was the beginning of thinking about continuous improvement, as it helped prevent defects in products and was the beginning of the Toyota production system. After World War II, Toyota struggled financially, and consequently two researchers, their names W. Edwards Deming and Joseph Duran, focused on quality management. They were brought in to teach statistical process control. Their influence continued on as another worker, Taiichi Ohno, and a consultant named Shigeo Shingo worked collaboratively to increase the productivity rate of Toyota productions by eliminating waste and heightening workflow. And this spawned an interest in understanding how an organization could improve if every member was on board. This created total production maintenance, or TPM, which then inspired total quality management, or TQM, in the United States. From then on, many continuous improvement theories arose, including Eli Goldratt's theory of constraints, which focused on removing roadblocks or obstacles, and then famously Bill Smith's Six Sigma, which focused on reducing variations in productivity. Lean methods and Six Sigma are used in conjunction now to focus on using lean methods and reduction of waste to decrease variation in product. So we're going to go ahead and take an organizational approach here. And here's an overview of the organization, which is DeLand High. And founded in the late 1800s, DeLand High School is rooted in small town tradition, but it's constantly expanding to meet the needs of our burgeoning community. As a hometown school, DeLand High serves near 3,000 students, all with varying demographics, socioeconomic profiles, and academic needs. Although lauded by the community and school district, DeLand High has a history of academic bifurcation. So students are either categorized by their participation in advanced programs, such as IB or dual enrollment, or they are considered on the at-risk track. Although there are some outliers, most of the students filter into one of these two academic paths. For instance, if a student is at risk, they are often in remedial classes or intensive reading and don't have space in their schedule for special electives or programs. This problem continues outside of high school as many students graduate not prepared for either work or college life. I want to create a curriculum skeleton that embeds socio-emotional practices, goal setting, personalization, and self-determination methods as a framework for delivering core content. I believe that lean methods could be used to help us look at our current classrooms and evaluate where we are losing the most learning and teaching time, and that the lean methods could be used within the curriculum framework as well. The lean approach could also help our organization troubleshoot why we are not able to offer certain student schedules that meet their needs. To create more value for consumers, we must first think of who the consumer is in education. The consumer in education is the student and all of the stakeholders who are affected by a student's learning and development. The project that I would like to implement at DeLand High is focused on creating a more effective and personalized learning experience for the student in order to increase their college and career preparedness. One way we can utilize lean practices is to look at ways our organization is failing to provide those learning experiences and come up with solutions. To ensure effective implementation, we could look at the 7 areas of waste within the classroom and ask questions like, is inefficient student movement taking up learning time? Is there interruption of production or student learning? Or is the current curriculum and instructional delivery method inhibiting student skill sets? The answer to the waste-focused questions can help the team task force create a new instructional delivery framework, which addresses these issues and helps us innovate ways to increase student learning. Unleashing expertise and minimizing resistance. One of the foundational concepts of lean methodology is that the change should be viewed and implemented throughout the whole organization. This means that the initiative should not be a top-down approach, but one that is horizontally implemented throughout the institution. Every member should have a specific and special role in the organization's improvement, which allows them to unleash their expertise and utilize their skills and talents. This concept will be important in my implemented lean practices within the new curriculum at my high school, as every organizational member will need to be on board to help support students. As a leader, it will be my role to help each member use their strengths and skills. This collaborative and communal acceptance and application of lean will help prevent resistance to the new practices. Consequently, unleashing expertise and minimizing resistance work together. When organizational members have increased ownership and feel they are contributors to an initiative, it improves the organization and lean practice effectiveness. This study in lean methods has galvanized me and enhanced my research in preparing a curriculum to help struggling students in college and career prep. I'm excited to continue my research and develop a model that could possibly be duplicated in other schools. Thank you.